The concept of oxidation number continued. So remember all the rules we have observed. So if you check the example A on the board now, they ask us to find oxidation number of the underlined element. And the underlined element there is chromium. Is chromium. So if you watch the oxidation number of sodium, there is +1, but we have 2 sodium atoms. Plus the chromium, they ask us to find oxidation number, which I put in brackets, 2 chromium, plus oxidation number of oxygen is -2, but we have 4 of oxygen atoms there, so it is times 4 equal to 0. Don't forget, the first rule is to equate the whole thing to 0 if it is a compound. But if it is an ion, of which we'll see in the subsequent examples, we are going to equate it to the charge. But here is just a compound, so the first rule there is to equate it to 0. Don't forget the last video. So when you now do the arithmetic, you now see sodium +2, all these ones. So when you now collect light terms, now it becomes 2Cr equal to, so when this minus, when it's crossing the sign of equality, it becomes plus. And this +2, when it is crossing this sign, it becomes -2. 2Cr equals +8 minus 2 is just +6. And of which you know that when you want to make the Cr the solid of the formula, you divide both sides by 2. So once you divide this thing by 2, you have +3. And that is why the name is sodium tetrahydrochromium 3. Don't forget I said in the other video that oxidation number is linked with the IUPAC name of a compound. So that is it. Let's check example B. Example B, aluminium there is what they ask us to find. Aluminium plus this 6 here is affecting every other thing inside the bracket. That was why I removed this 6 and put it here. Don't forget that this one has charge, 3 plus. That is why I equate the whole thing to +3. Don't forget. So if you watch it now, when you do the arithmetic, this hydrogen is +1 times 2 plus oxygen is -2 equal to +3. So 6 times 2 is +12, plus 6 times -2 is -12 equal to +3. So +12 minus 12 cancels each other. So aluminium, the oxidation number of aluminium there is +3. It's +3. Now let's quickly go to example C. Example C is sodium, sulfur is underlined. The oxidation number of sodium is +1, but we have 2 sodium atoms there. So then the X in sulfur is what they ask us to find. Remember, this 2 is affecting X, so that is why I put it 2X. Oxygen is -2 times 3, which is -6 equal to 0. Remember, this one is equated to what? 0 and not any charge because it has no charge. So when you now do the arithmetic, collect light terms and all the rest of them, you now see that these 2x now -6 crossing over this sign becomes +6. +2 crossing over this sign becomes -2. So +6 minus 2 is +4. So when you want to get x now, divide both sides by 2. Divide this side by 2, divide this side by 2. X is equal to what? +2. So the oxidation number of sulfur in this compound is +2. Let's quickly go to example D. Example D, there is nitrogen that is underlined. Don't forget that charge on top of it. Don't forget this charge on top of it. So that is why the whole thing is equal to -1. In science, this is just -1. Remember, N plus oxygen is -2. If you observe what we have been doing, you will agree with me that oxygen is -2. So even if in US, anywhere, the oxidation number of oxygen is -2, except in peroxide, where it is -1. I think those laws we stated it clearly. So -2 times 3 is -6. When you now collect like terms, nitrogen equals, remember, -6 crossing the sign of equality becomes +6. Remember, becomes +6. -1 plus 6 now is +5. That is why anywhere you see NO3, it is triazonitrate 5. Because the oxidation number of nitrogen is 5. The last one. Manganese is the one they asked us to find the oxidation number. So remember, it has a charge of -1. That is why the whole thing is equal to -1. So manganese plus oxygen is -2. But we have 4 oxygen atoms. That is why 2 I multiply it by 4 equal to -1. So -2 times 4 is -8. As you know, this minus will always ask this plus to go away. So when you now collect like terms, you now see that -8 is going to be +8 across the sign of equality. When you do that, mass, you get +7. So tetraoxomanganate 7. All these ones we are doing now will help us to understand the next video. Because we use changes in oxidation number to determine if actually the reaction is redox or not, and so many other benefits. Watch the next video.